Hey friends and family and anybody who I don't know, I'm John Laspina, the Carnivore teacher. Today we're going to talk about the best fats to use for cooking. I should say fats and oils, but I say just fats. So first of all, let's talk about the worst fats for cooking and consuming, and let's just get that off the table first. We want to stay away from PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids. And PUFAs occur naturally in healthy fatty acids, in meats and everything too. But when you are consuming canola oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, rapeseed oil, which is canola oil, margarine, Crisco, rice bran oil, all those things I just mentioned, peanut oil, a lot of stuff is fried in, potato, French fries and onion rings and everything, fried chicken. You are consuming PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, very super high in omega-6 fats, and no omega-3s pretty much. And the way those oils are made is by crushing the seeds of those plants. That's why they call them seed oils. They're not vegetables. You're crushing the seeds. To get the oil out, they have to be crushed using extremely high heat. Now, right there, that is denaturing or oxidizing the oil because those very fragile polyunsaturated fats are going bad right now because of the high heat. See, an unsaturated fat, picture a molecule, pretend you're in science class, and they have hydrogen on the outside of them. Now, when they're missing hydrogen sections, that's a polyunsaturated. It means it's not saturated with hydrogen. It's unsaturated in many sections. Poly, many. Unsaturated means it doesn't have a lot of hydrogens. And there's spaces. And when they're missing their hydrogen atoms, they want to find another atom to fill that spot. And they want to give away, that's called oxidation. And when that happens, it makes the oil go bad. It's very high in omega-6 and it's rancid. And when humans consume this kind of oil, the body sees it as a foreign substance, as almost like a toxin, a poison, and the body generates inappropriate inflammation and oxidative stress. So any foods that you eat that have canola and corn and soybean and rice bran and peanut oil and margarine and Crisco and all the ones I mentioned, you are putting inflammation in your body. You're putting oxidative stress in your body. So get rid of all of those oils. Throw them out. If you have that Pam cooking spray, chuck it. Any of those oils, throw them out. They're toxic. If you want to save them, and you have a chainsaw in your garage, I have hedge trimmers, where I trim my hedges. Pour it on the hedge trimmers and use it to lubricate your machinery because that's what it is. Seed oils are machine lubricants. We should never ingest them. And guess what? It's everywhere. It's in all the ultra-processed food. It's in all the fast food. It's in all the food in boxes and packages. Just hold up the box and you will see one of the names of those oils. Salad dressings. It's everywhere. So first thing to do, get rid of all seed oils. And you will have improved your life dramatically. If that's the only thing you do, and you do nothing else, you will have dramatically improved your life. And you'll notice how you feel better. When you go in the sun, it's normal for your skin to darken. No matter how much melanin you have in your skin will darken, but it won't burn too much if you're giving your body healthy fats and not those seed oils. Those seed oils are rancid. They're damaged. So when your skin cells remake, we generate new skin cells constantly. We slough them off and make new ones. You don't want to create skin cells from a faulty substrate of seed oils. And then when you go in the sun, you burn and you're more susceptible to melanomas and carcinomas. When you eliminate seed oils, you're also helping yourself in the area of your skin and preventing cancer. It's true. Let's talk about the fats and oils that are okay and they're still in the plant kingdom. Now, if you want to stay with oils, it's okay. I'm not going to say it's good. It's okay to use olive oil if you can find real, 100%, single sourced, single origin, no more than 2 years harvested olive oil in a dark glass bottle with a harvest date. And you're going to pay a lot of money for the real stuff, because to be honest with you, there are not enough olives in the world to make the amount of olive oil that we see on all of the shelves in those plastic bottles. What does that tell you? That olive oil is not 100% olive oil. They are adulterating it with canola oil or soybean oil so they can make a profit. Just says olive oil on it. They're lying to you. If you're going to use olive oil, dark glass bottle to keep the sun out, to keep the light out, because light, heat, and time that's a monounsaturated fat. Can take a monounsaturated fat like olive oil and break it because it's fragile. If you cook with olive oil and that heat's just a little too high, you broke that olive oil. It's now rancid. And if it sits in your cupboard for a long time, it's going rancid. So it's very tricky when you use olive oil, but you can use it. I don't use it anymore because I don't know what I'm getting. Another one from a plant is from the avocado. Very strong, a little saturated. You can endure high heat. Again, we don't know if we're really getting 100% avocado oil when we buy it in the store. It should be pretty pricey if it's a real stuff. They have avocado oil everywhere, and some of it's cheap. Guarantee you it has canola oil mixed in there so they can make money. So you can use avocado oil, but I don't, because I don't know what I'm getting. The third one that comes from a plant that's really stable, highly saturated, really healthy for you, pretty reliable, is coconut oil. You can cook with it. You can use it for putting it on your face. It's very healthy. You want to get the raw, virgin, cold-pressed coconut oil. Of all the plant oils, the coconut oil is the safest. It is. Now, the best fats to cook with, obviously, my opinion, I'm a carnivore, are animal fats. They're more saturated than unsaturated, or about 50%. And they're stable. And they are beef tallow. That's just the fat that comes with the beef. There's pork lard. That's the fat that comes with the pig. There's butter, which is the fat that comes from dairy milk. And if you take out the dairy solids, the sugar and the two proteins, you have ghee, Ghee, which is the stuff they use for dipping lobsters. It's clarified butter, usually. Ghee is very healthy, high temperature cooking. Chicken, schmaltz, turkey, fat, anything from poultry, the fat, that yellowy fat that has a lot of flavor, that's healthy too. So any fats that come off of an animal, you can use that for cooking and adding. And that is very healthy and is not rancid. It does not cause inappropriate inflammation. It does not cause oxidative stress. If you put animal fat that's rendered, meaning liquid, melted in liquid, if you put it into the refrigerator, it turns into a solid, like bacon fat, like beef tallow, and butter. But you take it out into room temperature, it should still stay fairly solid until you heat it up. That's how you know it's saturated with hydrogen atoms all around the outside of the molecule. It doesn't want to oxidize. It doesn't want to find anything to complete it because it's totally saturated with hydrogen atoms. That's a mostly saturated fat. Now, all fats that we find in nature are a combination of saturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, and monounsaturated fats. When they come naturally, they're healthiest. In summary, stay away from all seed oils. I recommend not using olive oil or avocado oil because you just don't know if you have the good stuff or not. And coconut oil is safe. And one more point, I learned this from Dr. Anthony Chafee, take it or leave it. If you're even using coconut oil, that's a plant sterol. And when you eat a lot of that, your body's getting the plant sterols instead of the animal sterols, which is called cholesterol, sterol. So I want my body, I'm an animal, I'm a human, I want my skin cells and everything in my body to recognize and use and absorb cholesterol. I don't want plant sterols in my body. I'm not a plant. I'm an animal. So I want animal fats in my body. Now, a lot of people cringe and say, oh, you're going to get a heart attack. It's in saturated fat and cholesterol. It's not good. That's the old way of thinking from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and part of the 90s. The new way of thinking is if you have no carbs and sugar or low carbs and sugar and no seed oils, saturated fat is really healthy. It's nutrition. It's energy. Don't fear the fat. Don't be lipophobic anymore. Leave that behind in the 80s with that fat-free Entenmann cake crap they used to sell. And embrace healthy animal fats. And I'll tell you, 50% fat and 50% protein, or 60 and 40, or 40 and 60, is the best combination for your food. It really is. Takes a little while to get used to if you're fat phobic from the many decades, but you want to embrace healthy animal fats. Cook with them, add them, enjoy them, experiment with them. It's wonderful. Fat does not make you fat. It's the sugar through de novo lipogenesis that converts into fat and is stored on the body, viscerally and subcutaneously. But when you consume too much animal fat, what happens? Does it turn into fat? No, it does not. When you consume too much fat that your bile can handle, it comes right out in your poop. You get a watery bowel. And that's your body sending you the signal that it's too much. Back off on the animal fats. You're getting a watery bowel. And then you can firm up your bowel. If you're constipated, which is usually what most people do when they start going carnivore because they used to be fat phobic, you need to add more fat to your diet. You're not putting enough butter in that pan. Add more fat and you'll notice constipation goes away. A little too much, you get too what? You can adjust your bowel movement by the amount of healthy animal fat you ingest. Isn't that interesting? Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked this content, click the thumbs up, please. Subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon. And share this with a friend or family member and leave me comments so I can respond back to you. I love doing that. Have a really super day.